Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Saturday night, Michael. What about Saturday night? You ready to roll, buddy?
I'm ready. It's been a lot. We've had a long weekend.
I know. We've had a lot of stuff going on, haven't we, Michael?
Yep, we have. I've been off since Wednesday. Well, I was off Thursday and Friday, and
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah,
and Sunday. So that's
yeah.
a rare treat. Even though it's been so hot that you can't really do anything outside. So
So, Michael and I have been, we've been having a lot of fun over the last couple of days. Michael's wanting me to spend a lot of money on a new truck. What do you guys think about that?
Michael ain't got nothing to do with it. That's Brian.
You guys, I'm curious. If you had to pick a truck right now, what's the truck that you would choose? If you were looking for a truck, let's see what the audience says, Michael. A metal detecting truck.
Yeah,
That's what Michael and I have sort of been going round and round about. I've been all over the place, and so yeah, it's been a lot of fun though. I've enjoyed it.
Finders keeper says Ford.
Finders keeper says Ford.
Yeah,
Joe Dirt says Toyota. Michael.
Chris said
F
F-150.
150, F 250. Bell says Ram. Michael, Ram, Tundra. Oh, man, Michael, there are so it's almost like metal detectors, guys. Just looking for a truck is like it's like metal
It
detectors.
is.
There's so many good choices out there. Toyota Tundra, Toyota. Old Pelon says Chevrolet Colorado. Yeah. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to drive it. We're going to
Yeah,
take it. We're going to take it out metal detecting too with us for sure, aren't we, Michael?
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've looked at the Tundra. I've looked at the Ford Raptor. I've looked at the Chevrolet Trail Boss. I've looked at all of those. Ricky Bennett says Chevrolet all the way. Sniff It Out says Toyota. Digging Dude said he bought a Hyundai Santa Cruz this year. Small bed pickup, but that's not a real truck. He said he would get the Tundra. A RAV4, yeah. Yes. Finders Keeper says, you know what I'm asking. It's gonna go through some rough stuff, I'm sure. Sniff It Out says no turbo. DCM, I like this. DCM says they don't have any not the triple score truck deals, though. I know. That's the problem. That Ford Raptor, that thing it's a nice truck. I mean, it
Yeah.
really, really is.
Yeah.
But do I really want to spend over $80,000 on a truck? So that's the issue for that truck. I mean, I could, but I don't know if I want to. That's the bad thing about it. Chris says, listen to this one, Michael. Do you want a Garrett truck or an XP truck?
Mm.
Yeah, the Raptor is pretty sweet. 1950 Power Wagon would be sweet. Oh, wow. Yes, you got it, Brian. I don't know that I got it. That's the problem. So we're going round and round. So that's what Michael and I have been doing over the last 2 days is trying to find me a truck that I would be happy with. And there are so many good choices. It's just like metal detectors. There's so many good choices out there. And I love a truck. I've never owned a full size truck. So right now I have a Toyota Tacoma, which I've had for 22 years. And it's a solid truck.
They said a Sherman would be the best bet. Well, that Raptor's as close as you can get.
Yeah, that Raptor, Michael saw the crash test on that Raptor. That Raptor was crazy on that crash test, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really was.
it was. So, but enough about trucks. We can go all day, which we have. We've went all day about these trucks over the last few days. But anyway, let's talk some metal detecting, Michael, because that's what everybody's here for. And let's do some shout outs because we got a big crowd in here tonight. And thank you, each and every one of you, for being here tonight. So appreciated. And Michael loved getting on here with you guys and sharing our thoughts and things that are going on in the metal detecting world. And there is a lot of news going on as well. So always glad to be here, and always glad to be here with you guys, because we have such a fantastic audience that shows up every night. And Joe Dirt, I agree. He said trucks are way too expensive.
I agree with that. Everything is now. Everything.
Yeah, it
Priceless.
is. Yeah, just
Everything.
inflation, and gosh, $80,000 for a truck is just insane. Michael and I looked up another one that was $144,000 for a truck. That's just crazy. I can't even comprehend. But anyway,
It'll go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. So.
I know. Good Lord, that's just so fast. All right, let's give some shout outs, Michael. We can we can talk trucks all day, which we have been. So we got Mr. Damien in the house. Glad to have Damien. Ohio Fred's in here with us. Always super excited to have Ohio Fred. Edward G's in here with us. Always a great support of the channel. Jack Felmy Jr., great support of the channel as well. Mr. Sniff It Out is in here with us. Old Pelon is a great supporter of the channel. Mr. Chris is awesome, dude. Super excited to have him in here with us. Keegan is in here tonight. Glad to have you here with us, Keegan. Dirt Devil Detecting. We got some special things coming from Dirt Devil Detecting, so y'all need to stay tuned for that. Miss Bells is in the house. Always love having Bells with us. Let's see, Mr. James Lettner, always a great supporter of our channel. We appreciate Mr. James. And Mr. Edward G, always great supporter as well. Carrie Pope is coming to us from Cincinnati, Ohio. Mr. DCM Detects, we got some things coming from DCM that we're going to share. Mr. Rito Marcella, Mr. Joe Dirt, we got 53 in here now, Michael. We're moving right on up. Let's see here. Going through, we got a lot of comments, Michael. Heavy Metal Detectors Kentucky, always glad to have him in here with us. He's been a great supporter of our channel as well. Finders Keepers is in here. Super excited to have him. Mr. Bobby Short, love having Bobby in here with us. Ricky Bennett, also great supporter of the channel. Mr. James Bazell. James is always commenting and definitely being a part of the channel, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. So I appreciate James. Mr. Tex Kinsey's in here. Mr. Alabama Digger, always super excited to have him. Digging Dude is in here. Carson Chris is in here with us tonight, Michael. Joe Dirt's in here with us. Glad to have Joe Dirt. Tex Kinsey's in here with us. Glad to have Tex. And wow, Michael, we got so many people. I'm going Mr. Matt Johnson, Metal Detecting Texas. Always super excited to have him. Matt's awesome.
He just got off the plane.
He just got off the plane. Yeah. I see that. Super excited to have him. Richard Pelkey, glad to have you in here, Richard. Appreciate you joining in with us tonight. Miss Aggie Hall's in here. Glad to have Aggie with us. Always a great supporter of the channel. Mr. Larry Stevens is in here. Mr. Joel is in here, and Joel is one of our main sponsors of our channel. We'll run his ad up here in just a second. Surfside Dan says he's got a company, but he's going to be watching the show later on. So we're always glad to have Dan. Try not to miss anybody. There we go. We got somebody new in here. Nose Digging is in here. Glad to have you, Nose Digging. Look at there, Mr. History Digger himself, Mr. Rob Rizzo. Rob Rizzo is a great friend of mine. Always super to have Rob in here. USMC 615 is also a great supporter. Appreciate him. Detecting 307 is in here with us. Mad Max Metal Detecting. Mr. Patrick Parker is in here. Look at there. There he is, Mr. Wisco Detect. Glad to have Wisco back in here with us tonight. Let's see here. Susan's East Coast Digs. Glad to have you in here, Susan. Thanks for joining in with us tonight. Joe, we appreciate the donations. All donations go back to the channel. Thank you again so much. And we appreciate you being in here with us tonight. Metal Detective Northwestern Wisconsin's in here with us. wow, we've got a big crowd, Michael.
Yeah.
So again, guys, we appreciate y'all joining in with us tonight. We've got a lot to talk about. The first thing is we got a big announcement, Michael, and Michael sort of knows what this announcement is. But you guys that are XP users, I've got a special treat for you. And I've got an exclusive interview with the XP marketing team. I might even have the owner coming on here to do a special show. And I'm going to do the interview with him. It's going to be recorded because it'll be really late over in France. But that interview is going to take place not on the next live stream, but on the live stream after. So we're going to be talking to the XP team, the real deal people that make XP work every single day. We're going to be looking at some of their future plans. We're going to be talking to, what they've got going on, talking a little bit about where they're headed and so on. So for you guys that are Deus 2 users or XP users, you're definitely going to want to tune in for that live stream. And that is a big announcement because nobody in America has ever done this with this group.
So if you got any good questions that you'd like Brian to, ask any of the team at XP, just let him know, if it's something good, that you've been thinking about, and maybe he can, ask him and get the answer for you.
Right. So nobody has ever done this. So I'll be the first, but they know what I'm about. They know where I'm headed with all of this. And I told them, look, I've got a great XP audience as well. And they want to be able to come on here and address you guys personally and sort of tell you what's going on at XP, where they're headed, and what maybe can be some things that we can look forward to. I know I've tried to address some of those things, but this is going to be coming straight from the horse's mouth. And there won't be any doubt about it. And nobody has ever done an interview with these guys. So it will be a recorded interview. But if you think of a question that I can ask, send it to me. I can't guarantee I can get all of them answered, but I can definitely try. And so we're going straight into the heart of XP. And we're going to get you guys some answers and maybe some things that you wanted to know that maybe you didn't know about XP. And XP has relied on me being the only person in the U.S. to actually do this. And we're going to bring them on here, and we're going to bring that stuff to you live.
Daredevil said, would they like to buy my remote heads? They need to. That
Right,
would be
yeah. I'll be glad to
best.
mention it to them. That's the other thing. There are all sorts of things that are going on. But again, you guys that are members and you guys that subscribe to my channel, you guys know that, hey, we're trying to bring y'all stuff that you guys can take and information and news that you just can't get anywhere else. And that's what we're trying to do. And of course, too, we bring, reviews of machines, sort of showing you some of the best setups, what some of these machines are capable of. And that's really what this channel is about. And then, of course, me finding stuff and Michael finding stuff. But again, we're here to bring you guys that kind of information that you guys can appreciate and enjoy and, maybe take out in the field and start using immediately. And that's what we're about. And again, XP is going to follow through with this. And we're going to be doing that live interview. And we're going to bring that interview to our live stream. So if you think of something you want to ask, you can leave a comment on this this video. And if you're watching it on a replay, then you could do that too. And I'll be glad to ask away. Now, I'm not saying they're going to answer everything that you guys ask, but they may give us some insight into some of those things they're going through. So yes. Will they ever design a pulse induction? Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Right.
I know a lot of people are wondering, hey, where's that small coil? And maybe they could, I'm not saying they'll give you an exact date, but they can say, hey, maybe that's coming down the road. Maybe that's something they can tell us. So.
Right. And so there's going to be, Patrick Parker says they don't call me the teacher for nothing. That's right. And again, we're here to help as much as we can with information, and that's what we're trying to do, and we appreciate that. LC, thank you so much for your donation. LC just donated $20 to us. Again, all those donations go to pay for our live stream, our shipping of products to you guys, the giveaways, which we are going to do a giveaway tonight too, Michael. And all of that money goes straight back into the channel and supports the channel and keeps us going and keeps us bringing these things to you guys. So we appreciate it so much. History Digger says, good for you guys and XP. They need to get out and talk more about their products in the future. Right.
I agree. I mean, that's something XP's kind of in the past. They hadn't done a lot of advertising like other companies. They spend a lot of their money on research and development and their actual product. But I think in today's market, you got to get out and talk about your machine and advertise it now with all these new machines coming out.
Well, and this will be the first, Michael. They've never done this before. So, I've sort of had to twist their arm a little bit, and we'll see how this goes. But I hope it will benefit all of you guys and the subscribers and the members to the channel. Those are going to be the people that are going to benefit the most. Get That Treasure says, I would like XP to make a fully branded tracksuit for me to wear. There you go. All right. Yeah. History Digger says he agrees with Finders Keepers on the entry level machine. History Digger says, laugh out loud. Yeah. We need
a couple of people's mentioned wireless earbuds, and I agree with that. That would be awesome.
Dwayne just brought that up. So maybe that's something too that I can talk to them about. Again, all of these things are going to be things that I can ask. Now, whether they actually answer those questions, I don't know. I don't know how that'll work, but we'll go through and I'll address them or try to address as many of them as I can. And again, most of this interview will be about the future of XP, where they're headed, innovation, what they're looking at, what are some things that we can possibly look forward to from them. That's what the bulk of this interview is going to be about. And I think that you guys are going to be pleased when you see this actual interview and hear what the people from XP are actually saying. So we're gonna do our best to get as much of this stuff answered. Dirt Devil Detective says, I just watched a video across the pond where someone from XP was talking to them and they commented on new coil coming. I thought they said end of the month, and maybe that they will tell us. That's the whole thing. Texas Reaper says right now, Nokta and Minelab are outdoing XP. Well, they're definitely outdoing XP right now and releasing products.
Yeah, and advertising.
And marketing. I mean, let's just be honest about it. But don't count XP out, because we know that whatever they're going to come with is going to be crazy. So Yes, and History Digger's right. XP is too silent. They do need to get out there more, and that's what I'm trying to do with them, is to try to get them to at least acknowledge some things and maybe help us sort of understand what's going on. So this interview should be really good. And again, I'm the only person in the U.S. that's got this opportunity to do this. So I'm going to do my best to get the questions answered that you guys want as well. Sniff It Out says, I want an update for the low VDI numbers. Good. And I totally agree with that wireless earbuds. And what, if anything, have you guys heard about the Xterra Elite? And we're going to talk about the Xterra Elite in just a few minutes. And we're getting to that, Patrick. Thank you for the question. History Digger says, would like to see an update to the XY screen, something similar to the Manicore Target Trace ID. I agree.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. When is this live? It won't be next Friday, but I do have some more news. Next Friday night, we're going to have Mr. Chris Counter from the XP Deus 2 group. And any of you guys that are members of that Facebook group, he's going to be on here. He's going to be coming to us live from England, Michael. So this is going to be interesting too. So we are going to have him on here next Friday night with us. And he's got a little bit of insight too into XP. So again, you guys that are XP users, the next couple of live streams are really going to be geared towards you as well. So he's going to be coming on live with us as well. So we got a lot of people. Mr. Workman's Adventure, glad to have you in here. Michael, appreciate you. Get That Treasure says, I was at a hunt in Texas. I had a guy ask me if I crawled on the ground because he saw me with the Deus 2 collapse. He'd never seen one. This was last year. They need to be more presents. I agree. Look, you're not going to get any argument from me.
We have crawled on the ground.
Yes, we sure have. Look, I'm trying to bring them out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it seems like I am making, I think Michael would agree, and History Digger's on here too. I think he would agree with me too. I feel like I'm making a little bit of headway with them. So we're going to see what happens as well. Chris Counter is a good guy, does great research, great detectors too. And Rob knows him very well. The History Digger knows him very well. Heavy Metal Detectors Kentucky says target trace would be awesome, maybe with color-coded VDI indicator. I just don't think the color is going to come in that machine, but
yeah,
it could be
maybe
something.
Deus 30, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. So let's see. Metal Detector Northwest says, I went to a club hunt recently. Of 100 guys, I was the only one with an XP. Wow. So what were the other machines that were there? Metal Detector in Northwestern Wisconsin. That's a good thing. Thank you for sharing that information. Patrick Parker says, that's why I like you guys' content so much. Never can tell who's going to be on here or what you'll learn. Thank you, Patrick. And that's what we try to do. And we're not on here to talk bad about any machine. All these machines have a purpose. All these machines can be great machines if you learn how to use them, and that's what we're trying to do, is just to help people.
He said mostly Garrett and Equinox 600 and 800. Well, guys, I mean, we got a good group of guys on here, guys and girls that are knowledgeable, about these detectors, and they will buy the higher end detectors and use them. But, most people out there probably won't spend the kind of money that we do on detectors. I mean, it's just, that's just the way it is. I mean, and to go to a hunt like that and see, Garrett's and, Equinox 600s and machines like that, the lower or the mid-price machines, you're going to see more for sure,
Right. And we got to also remember, too, the economy's not really good right now for people just to go out and drop $1,200 or $1,500 or $1,700. It's just not going to happen. And some of us really we can't afford that. And I get that. But there are so many good machines in that mid-range, in that lower end range now, with Nokta's presence being really felt. There are just so many good machines out there for all of us that any of us can pick up and use. And it's just a matter of learning the machine, getting used to the sounds, the tones, the types of hunting you do, and just finding the machine that best fits your purpose. That's what I believe. And again, I love XP machines. You guys know that. I like the Minelab Manicore. I love it. I love the Legend. I like the Triple Score. I like the Elite. I like the Equinox. There are just so many good ones out there, and all of them will do the job. It just will. I mean, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. They're all going to do the job. It just depends on what you like, what you prefer, and learning the machine. That's really it in a lot of cases. And there was a good comment. Let's see here. Digging Dude says, yeah, sorry to say, but XP still needs to mitigate the EMI better. And I agree. But multi-frequency machines, the Manicore has been the exception. But even the Manicore, I mean, it can sometimes go a little haywire on you too if you put it in certain situations. But all these multi-frequency machines are plagued with EMI, and I think that's just a byproduct of a multi-frequency machine. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, I mean that Manicore is probably the best we've seen, as far as handling the EMI, but it's still, even if you get into a lot of EMI, it still will kind of get kind of chatty and noisy too. But it's handled it the best of any I've seen of the multi-frequency machines out right now.
Right. I think the history digger brings up a good point too. Thank you, Rob, for bringing this up. The MI6 and the MI4 pinpointers are definitely underappreciated too. I love the MI6. That's been my main pinpointer for the last 7 years. Is that MI6, and it's a great pinpointer. And I've got an MI4 as well, also a great pinpointer. Daredevil Detective says I use the Deus 2 once in a while. And I know he's being sarcastic. He uses that Deus 2 like it isn't like it's nobody's business. Finders Keeper says Manicore is great in heavy MI. That's right. It is. The Manicore definitely, of all the multi-frequency machines, I think it definitely handles EMI a little better for sure.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
History Digger says all the more reason for XP to get aggressive in the mid and lower range segments. That's right. They should. Steve, glad to have you on here, Steve. Steve Dorothy, is that how you say it? Don't know if I'll be buying the Vortex. I had an Apex for about 2 weeks, hated it. I'm feeling it will be similar. Well, the jury, and we're going to talk about the Vortex in just a few minutes. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the Vortex because until this machine gets released, there's just not really much you can say. I mean, the obvious is there, but we'll get to that in just a few minutes. Let's see here. I have 46. I need more arms. Yeah, 46 metal detectors. Is that what he's saying? Text?
Yes, sir.
Text? Dang, that's a lot. If I was first starting out, I would go with the triple score. Look, Bobby, that triple score, and I've got that triple score, and you guys, I've put up a couple of videos with it. I haven't really, I've hunted with it on the beach a little bit, but the beach that I went to was just so bad. There just wasn't enough video that I could get from it. But I will say this, that machine for the price and the features you get is probably one of the best machines out there in that price range. And for all those features, it's top notch. Don't you think so, Michael?
Yeah, I think so. You get a lot of features on that machine for the money, and you get that extra coil, wireless headphones.
Right. And Edward G says he went back and forth looking around, and he eventually settled with the Legend. And the Legend is a great machine. It's turned out to be one of the better ones, and especially in that price range. The Legend just rocks, and you got a ton of features. But right after the Legend would be the triple score for sure in that price range. Yeah, Carson Chris says that not to revolutionize the price point. They did. They definitely did. I definitely did. Golden Dredgers, glad to have you on here. Manicore is my top machine, followed by my Deus 2, then my Legend. But I use the XP MI4 pinpointer most with the AcuPoint. That's what I have. I have an AcuPoint as my backup as well.
Yeah.
Let's see here. In Seated Hunts, Sniff It Out says that he uses the White's Treasure Pro with concentric coil. We're going to talk about concentric coils in just a minute, but or round coils in just a minute when we talk about the Manicore and the M9 coil. Steve says, yeah, the MI6 is the best pinpointer. I agree. XP needs to make a full over-the-ear headphone that uses the WS6 puck. That's a great suggestion too, James. Definitely. Flyrock says Manicore may way more EMI prone for him. I don't know where Joel's hunting, but yeah, that's interesting. I don't find it to be that way in our area, but it will go off. You get around heavy duty power lines, or you get around a real heavy duty telephone line, it will start to show up. Right. And the History Digger said, I totally agree. MI6 and the fact that you could use wireless pinpointer functions, XP products is awesome. Right. And that's one of their main selling features. And they'll be the first to tell you. And I'm sure they're going to say that in that interview that I do with them as well. Metal Detector Northwestern Wisconsin said, I popped 3 silver coins and a silver ring with my day is 2 Saturday. It was a great day. Right. And you guys saw in my last video how that thing locked on that silver, and it just, people think that that machine's not good on silver, and that's just so totally not true. Right. History Digger says I think he said the M9 coil and the Mana coil, wow, great coil, better balance. Still his number 2 machine though. And then, I get that. There's Lance. What's up, Lance? And look who's here, Mr. Digging Darrell. Glad to have Digging Darrell with us. Lance says, what up, guys? Sorry I'm late. Get clocked in and settled down at work. There you go, Lance. We're glad to have you here, buddy. Let's see here. I'm going through. We got a lot of comments, Mike. Texas Reaper says, Mana Core is the next machine I'm getting. Then it's a toss-up between the triple score or the Xterra Elite for a backup machine for anyone that tags along. Yeah. Well, you won't go wrong with either one of those machines. I will say this. The triple score has more features than the Xterra Elite. And it's cheaper. And you get wireless headphones for $479. And if you are interested in a machine, then that not the triple score is a good deal at that price for sure.
Well, here's the thing there as well, and he's got to think about, if he's going to get the Mana Core, those headphones will work with that Elite. So,
yeah,
he could go with the cheaper package on that and be fine with that Elite if he's already going to have those headphones for the Mana Core,
Right. Joel says, hey, if you're looking for one of those triple scores, he's got them in stock. Let's put Joel's. We got to run Joel's. There's Joel's information scrolling across the bottom. Give Joel a shout. Joel is an official sponsor of this channel. So if you are looking for a machine, check Joel out. Joel can get you hooked up and get you going in the right direction with any machine that you need. And Joel can get you that stuff really, really quick. And Michael knows, and I know, and a lot of people on here that have ordered things from him know that he gets those things to you guys really quick. And he has great customer service. So again, check Joel out if you're looking for a machine. And it is metal detecting, buy, sell, and trade, scrolling across the bottom. And he has a great website that you can go to, and you can locate all of those things as well. Or you can give him a call. And all of that information is scrolling across the bottom of our screen. Give Joel a shout. Thank you, Joel. FlyRock2 for being a great sponsor of our channel. History Digger says maybe XP will be launching a camouflage detector. What do you think, Michael?
That'd be fine.
Yeah. Dirt Devil Detecting says he has a pair of gray ghosts. He said that those are full over the ear cuffs that you can hook up with a WS6, and they sound really good.
I used to have a pair of the Quest headphones too, and they sounded pretty good. And they were comfortable that you could use that puck on.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are out there. Aggie says better ID numbers on the coil for pairing black on black and eights that looks like B's is hard to see. It is.
It is. You got to get your reading glasses out.
Yeah, I know. Really, you definitely did. Steve H on Detector Prospectors Forum went out to a park, rest of with the Vortex out for Garrett. He scored a large sin in Nevada. And again, I love to see the actual video. That's what I want to see. I mean, I love that he found something with the Vortex, but let's see the video of him digging it and finding it and what it rings up and what it sounds like. That's what I'm ready to see. LG says Tex seems to be going for museum status of metal detector. He's got 46 metal detectors.
Yeah, he can open a museum, can he?
Oh, I bet those are all good machines, though, and I'm sure they're some of the top-notch ones in years past for sure. I find more silver spills with my Deus 2 than my Mana Core. Wow, that's interesting, isn't it, Michael?
It is. I mean, and we know it'll find the silver as good as any machine out there because we find a lot of silver with we've hunted parts and hospitals and places like that, and you're not missing any silver with that DS2. I can
No,
tell you
you're not
that.
going to miss any silver with that DS2. The History Digger says wireless, superior audio, lightweight, XP is a triple threat. It is. And that's why I said that what they've got coming, I think everybody's going to be really impressed with. And they know that. So be patient. And like I said, you got a question you want me to ask to them. We'll try to do our best and get some of those things answered. Matt or Metal Detecting in Texas says my mana core is so quiet. I have to swing my shell over the coil to make sure it's on.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've had to do that myself.
It's just a peaceful hunt sometimes. Sometimes you just don't want to hear all that noise. I call it ear fatigue. Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever get ear fatigue from listening to all, especially because we hunt in so many trashy areas?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to turn that iron volume to either real low or just cut it off. If you know you're in the iron, just you can cut it off and just listen for the good signals,
Right. Joe Dirt's right. That triple score is an amazing machine at that price for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. The triple score performance is very impressive. It is. And you know what? I told Michael this yesterday for you guys that have the triple score or thinking about getting the triple score. One thing that I noticed that was really interesting is that when you slow the recovery speed down, it seems like it works better on unmasking with that machine. That's interesting to me.
It is. And we've been told that with different machines in the past too. So I mean, that is interesting. I can't explain that, but
yeah, Digging Dude says, by the way, I picked up those backphone padded earmuffs from your Amazon store. Thanks for posting that after the live stream. So glad you got those. Those are great. That's what Michael and I have on our WS6 and our WSA headphones.
WSA backphones.
Yeah, those WSA backphones works really, really well. Heavy Metal Detectors, Kentucky. Speaking of wireless headphones, I'm a Legend user, but my ears are burning up this summer when wearing them. Has anyone had any luck with another Bluetooth headphone or bone conducting? There was a guy that was looking at doing some bone conduction headphones for the Legend, but I don't know if he ever got those things done or not.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do not know of any right now that would work. Some of you guys may know of something. If you do, let Edward G know, and that would be really good. Edward G says, or who was that? Oh, that was Heavy Metal Detectors, Kentucky. Edward G says, if I were to buy another backup detector, the triple score, the Xterra Elite would definitely be the route I would go at this point. I personally would lean towards the triple score, similar to the Legend. Well, it is the Legend. It's all the good things on the Legend, basically, with the exception of being able to adjust the tone bends. Outside of that, it's got a lot of those same features. It's the best features from the Legend on the triple score, or at least that's the way I look at it. History Digger says, hey, that's what I use, Michael. The Quest headphones with the puck, I prefer those over the WSA2 XLs. And
yeah, they're comfortable.
Yeah, and they do have a good sound as well, for sure.
Yeah.
Finders Keeper says, smaller, deeper silver, the mana core blows away anything else. And I agree with him. You get over a silver coin with that mana core, it really, really, really lights that up really good. So definitely, for sure. Michael, we got so many questions I can hardly keep up. What would be a good set of headphones that would pair with the Legend and the Xterra Pro?
Well, the Xterra Pro,
you can use the ML85s, but you can't use those ML85s with the Legend, I don't believe. I've never tried that.
Yeah. I know. I mean, and don't forget the module for the mana core, the Xterra Pro, and the 900. It uses that same module you can use.
Patrick said he already knew what we were going to say. The ML85s, which they are. They're good. They're good. They're good. That's what I use on my mana core, actually.
Right.
I like
I
the
do too.
ML85s better than the ML105s.
Right.
Now you can get the WM09 adapter, which will allow you to be able to hook up any headphones that you want. So that's another option for some people. Trevor
That's
Van
good for
Horn.
earbuds, this time of
Yeah.
year, especially.
Mm-hmm. Trevor Van Horn says ear fatigue is a real thing. I keep iron off unless it's oddly quiet manacle. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Digging Dude says, here's a question to ask XP. What is the preferred program or frequency or max frequency and multi-frequency to use on plowed and rolled fields? I'll be glad to ask them that for sure. Definitely. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Digging Dude. Really appreciate that. Are the Quest headphone plug into WS6 Master or wireless? I have Quest phone. So, Michael, you got a pair of the Quest, right?
You can do it either way. You can plug it in because it comes with a cord, or it just clicks into the side of the headphones on the Quest.
Larry Stevens says, I want earbuds for the Manicord. Well, if you want those for the Manicord, get that WM module. Joel can get you hooked up with one, and you can plug those in. And I've got one of those. I might show that in just a minute. But you can plug that in, and you can put in a pair of earbuds, and you don't have to listen to all that sound, and it's wireless from there on in.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can definitely do that, Larry. So check out that WM09 module. Let's see here. Quest headphones I have are wireless. The WSX6 plugs, yes, definitely. They definitely do. They slide into the Quest headphones, which is what Michael's just talking about.
Yeah.
Digging Dude says if Nokta really wanted to improve one more level of their detector products, they should go with radio wireless headphones like XP and Garrett. Get away from the Bluetooth stuff. Yeah, I think so too. They've got Bluetooth and it works really good, but there is a slight little bit of lag in those headphones that I've noticed and with the Bluetooth. So you can definitely see it a little bit.
I will tell you, Minelab has really improved on the speed on those Bluetooth headphones they have. The 85s and the 105s compared to the 80s on the 800. You can really tell a difference.
Right. Finders Keeper says those 105s have too much wind noise, and they do. I mean, they're over-the-ear headphones, but they don't noise cancel as good as the ML85s.
Well, they got vent holes on the sides of the ear cuffs, and that allows the wind to get in there, and those 85s don't. That's what I guess they've done that, to make them cooler, but it also lets that wind get in.
It does. Patrick Parker says, hey, I told him that the first time when he was on here. So, Patrick, listen to what I said the last time I said that, and that's great, Patrick. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. Bobby Short says, I hunt in remote areas and a pair of bone conduction earphones would be great. Too many big cats and deers in my area. Probably too late if I hear them. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be around any big cats for sure.
Carry your pistol in your pocket.
Yeah, that's the truth. History Digger says, personally, I think Nokta still has opportunity to improve their audio. From what I saw, same for Garrett and Vortex. Right. They all have. And that's the one thing that I'm hoping that Nokta does is to improve their tones and the audio. I think that they can make a tweak, and it's probably not much of a tweak to get that machine really sounding good. And if they do, look out, because like I said, I think Nokta's on the right path for sure. Finders Keeper says lower frequency in the plowed up dirt, the higher frequency programs get noisy over those disturbed minerals, at least here in his area. And that Michael deals with some mineralization in his area as well. So, yeah, I agree. Definitely. Texas Reaper, glad to have you on here. He says, once they lock the headphones to a single brand, it really helps with latency.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that too as well. Steve says, wondering why most detectors don't make earbuds as an extra accessory. Well, like I said, with Minelab, you can get that module and you can hook up those earbuds to it. Some have the plug-in still in the back that you could plug in. Any other suggestions, Michael, with the earbuds?
As far as that machine, that WM09 is probably going to be the best bet. You can use whatever. If you want to use another wired full size set or earbuds,
Right.
whichever style you want to, you know.
Metal Detecting Texas says, what's the big difference between the 105s and the 85s? All I've ever used is the 105, so I don't know any better. I can tell you, like Michael and I just said, the ML85s, Matt, are going to be, they just block out noise a lot better.
Yeah.
And to me, they're a lot more comfortable. Joel can get you hooked up with some too, Matt, if you're looking for those ML85s. And they're a great set of headphones. Michael, can you add
Well,
anything
Matt,
else to that?
I know Matt does a lot of beach hunting, and it's going to block out the wave noise or it's going to do a lot better than those 105s. Just block the noise out on the beach. It's really silent. Compared to those 105s. And
Right.
Dan, we let Dan try those ML85s that time when he hunted with us, and he was impressed. He does a lot of beach hunting as well, and he bought a set of them, just because it blocked out so much noise for beach hunting.
Meditating Northwestern Wisconsin says, "Hey XP, if you're watching, we need our wireless earbuds. What if we could use our Apple earbuds, Michael?
That'd be nice.
AirPods, yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, Richard. Thank you, Richard, for bringing that up. Hey guys, yeah, if you got a second, hit that like button. I know sometimes you got to click off of it to go to it, but if you hit that like button, that definitely helps out the algorithm and gets us going. We got a lot of people in here tonight, so I would greatly appreciate that, and gets a little more exposure out there as well. Digging Daryl brings up a great point. The 85s are lighter, and they don't have that little wire that hangs down from them, Matt.
That's true.
Which is really, really, really good. So, yeah, again, that's why we're on here. We got so many knowledgeable people who will bring up things that I'll miss, and I appreciate that, Digging Daryl, for sure. I'm glad they have the jack for the wired headphones using the vibration underwater drains the battery fast. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. History Digger says, I appreciate XP's 3-prong charging dongle. Problem is I have 4 items to charge, right? I know you gotta, if you charge your pinpointer, your headphones, your remote, and your coil, you got 4, right, Michael?
Yeah, that's right. I got so many different wires, and I bought a big old charging adapter to plug them all in, so they'll all be in one spot. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot to charge, especially you got 2 or 3 machines.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how that works. Meditating in Texas says, dang it. He says, now I got to buy some new headphones.
Yeah.
But you won't regret it. You'll like them. You'll like them. You really will. I did not like the ML105s, the ML85s for that Manicore. And then if you buy a pair of ML85s, if you ever use an Xterra Pro or an Xterra Elite, or you got an Equinox, you can use those with those machines as well. So really works really good for that. Alabama Digger says, definitely need XP full-size waterproof headphones that will work with PWM and high square audio. There's no solution to waterproof in all audio options as of yet. And then the only thing you have are the bone conduction. And, the bone conduction work really. I'm not a scuba diver, but the bone conductions do work really well. But again, they're not wireless, but that's hard to do when you go into the water, having a wireless set of headphones. So, Digging Daryl says, I see XP coming out with a wire, and I don't know, they may Digging Daryl for sure. Right. 105s will work on the Xterra Pro. You're right. Patrick Parker says, I hear you guys talking about all this gear. I feel so alone and low. Well, Patrick, you can ask anything. We'll be glad to try to answer it. There's a lot of products out there, and fortunately, I've had some companies that have sent me stuff to try and test and show. And I bought some things myself too to go along with all of that. And that's how I learn all these things. It's just basically, trying these machines and trying out the new accessories and things that go along with them. And it can be quite daunting. But Patrick, feel free to ask anything. There's not a bad question on here. And don't want to overwhelm you, but ask anything you like, and we're glad to help in any way, for sure. Right. Metal Detect in Texas says, "What's the price, Joel, of those ML85s?"
Well, yeah, Joel.
Yeah, Joel's on here. Let's see here. History Digger says, "Great point, Alabama Digger." Workman's Adventure says, "I use the 85s with my Manicore and I do too. I use them with both of those machines." Metal Tech Northwestern Wisconsin says, "I use a cordless power bank to charge my XP stuff. It has 4 USB outputs." That's a great idea.
Yeah, I got one of those too. Yeah,
mine doesn't have 4 ports on it though. So
no, I think mine's got 2 on it.
But he says he can charge both of his DS2s and my pinpointer at the same time, and it's all rigged up in my XP case.
I'll tell you what I did buy, Brian. Most vehicles have, the port, you can plug in for the adapter. I guess it used to be a cigarette lighter port, but it's not now most of the time. But I bought one of those adapters, and it has, I think it has 8 USBs in one. And I plug that in the back of my truck. And if I'm going to a hunt or I'm leaving, I can plug all my stuff in. By the time I get there, a lot of times it's charged up enough, or it's charged up all the way, depending on how far I got to go.
Yeah, I love Matt's comment. He says, "Patrick," he said, "when I started, I was dumb as a post. Now I'm just dumb." Neither one of you guys, and I know that for a fact because I've talked to both of you guys enough. Both of you guys are excellent detectorists, and there are no dumb questions. Again, all of these things are things that people want to know, and ask away. That's why we're here. Again, we're here to help. Again.
And Matt, Joel said those ML85s are $110.
Yeah, all right, $110 there. So there you go. ML85 is $110. Don't Tread on Me's in here with us. Glad to have him in here. So Digging Dude wanted to know what we're going to talk about regarding concentric coils. We were mainly going to talk about the M9 coil one more time. I know I've shown it a couple of times. Michael has used it. I've used it. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. And I think History Digger said this a few minutes ago. The M9 coil on that Manicore with that round coil, to me, is just a perfect coil. Same way with the DS2 and the 9-inch round coil. I think that those coils just work really, really good. They give you the best of both worlds. You get good separation. You get good coverage, and they make the machine ergonomically more balanced, in my opinion, as well. What do you think, Michael? And what do you think about the round and the concentric coils that are being built for these machines?
Well, we hadn't seen a concentric coil for the multi-frequency machines that I know of, but the round coils, I think it gives you a little bit bigger of a detection area over the elliptical coils. It's we talked about it, like that small coil for the DS1. It was like a laser beam. You had to be right over it.
Right.
And that 9-inch on the Manicore and the DS2, it gives you a little more give as far as getting it over the target, and detecting it. So I mean, it's just, I like the round coils myself.
Right. And the round coils, just, I don't know, I just love that 9-inch size.
Yeah,
And you guys saw me waylay on that site with that M9 coil, but I also did pretty good with that M15 coil too, didn't I, Michael?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but I like that size. I think The balance of the mana core really changes with that size. I think the Deus 2 with the 9-inch coil is that was the one coil that I wanted. I didn't get my Deus 2 with a 11-inch coil. I started with a 9, and then I
did too. Yeah.
So I just like those round coils, and I think they separate really good, and I think they still can give us some coverage. And I think it's just the best size and the best shape for a coil when you really want to go out and hit a site and want to be able to get good separation and good coverage. I like the 9-inch. Now, I love the 11-inch too. I do very well with the 11-inch. But when I put that M9 on that mana core, I was really, really, really impressed with that coil. And I like the 9-inch coil for the Equinox 900 too, Michael. That 5x9 that they have. It's a Coiltech coil, but it works really, really well. But it's an elliptical coil. It's not a round coil. But I like the round coil. That's just my opinion. But it's definitely to me changes those machines. The M9 coil is so well designed, has a lower profile, great for coil for the water. It is for sure. Thank you, History Digger. The nice thing about the small elliptical coil is getting into those nooks and crannies. The Nokta AccuPoint. Now, again, Nokta makes a great coil. That LG24 and the SC24 for the triple score and double score and score. I like that coil too. That coil does a great job. Not quite as deep as some of the others, but it does a great job in separation capability, and just is just a phenomenal coil for sure. He says the Nokta AccuPoint connected to the headphones along with the screen discrimination have been a great game changer. XP could do the same thing to get to the next level. Well, XP's, the MI6 will pair with that remote and gives you the audio, but it doesn't give you like a target or anything crazy like that. So, but that is a good point, Heavy Metal Detectors Kentucky. Thank you for sharing that. Northwestern Wisconsin Metal Detecting says we still need somebody to make a concentric coil, right? And we don't know if that's going to happen. That could, and I don't know this, but that could be something that XP might be headed towards. We don't know that. And again, I'm with you 100%. I think they are great in iron separation on single frequency, so they could be killer. We don't know what XP's up to at this point. And so that's going to be one of the things I'm going to try to press them on a little bit, and let's see what they say. And hopefully I can get an answer from from XP, Metal Detecting in Northwestern Wisconsin. Yeah, killer on multi-frequency. I think so too. Nokta does. It has awesome discrimination. It definitely does. If you set the legend up in field and you run the score in field, to me, it separates as good as any machine out there. And Michael's seen that test. It does really, really well. Trevor Von Horn wants to know how much for the M9. So Joel can answer that question.
He's got it up there. Yeah.
Right. So that M9 coil is just a fantastic coil for that mana core, low profile, makes that machine ergonomically, just balances it so good. And it's good. History Digger says, got to be honest, the XP, the 11x13 is a little nose heavy for me. Hard to swing it for more than a few hours. And I've used the 11x13. I like the 13. Michael's seen me use that 13-inch coil, and it works really, really, really well. And
it is a little nose heavy.
Yeah. I will say this: if you're going to use that 13-inch coil for the XP, you need to start off with it and then switch up. You don't want to go the other way. For sure. Edward G says, talking about the round coil, do you prefer the LG28 coil that came with the Legend originally over the LG30 that not? I do. Now, I've heard some people say that they like the LG30. I don't like it because of the weight. I would still rather have the 11-inch coil, the LG28 with that Nokta. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people that love that LG30 coil for the Nokta Legend, but I still like the LG28 But the LG30 does have some advantages because of its shape and design, with it being an elliptical coil. And but I still like the round LG28 coil. I really do. I think it works really good. It does for me. Lance says, I wish Deus would make a coil similar to the LG30, and they might. You know, who knows? Like I said, these are things that I'm hoping to get to. Flyrock says, if you're looking for the M9 coil, it's $272. He can get that out to you today. So hit him up. His information is scrolling across the bottom as well. Carson Chris says 9-inch HF coil by XP for the Deus 2 would be a game changer. We don't know what they're doing, so it's going to be interesting for sure.
That was my favorite coil for the Deus 1. It was that 9-inch.
It was
white
that 9-inch HF coil. Just not fire. Damien wants to know why, because they're so proprietary. Damien, is why I don't think Coltech would be able to make one.
Well, yeah, and they've kind of been in tight with Minelab, you know, almost like a sister company. I think they're both from Australia, and they're pretty much the only one that you know, they let make aftermarket coils for that machine.
Right. Yeah. Appreciate you, Carson Chris. Thank you so much for the donation. We appreciate it. Again, all that goes back to the channel and supports us in every way to bring you these live streams and get you guys up-to-date information as well. So Joel says, hey, give me a shout. I'll get you a deal on the M9. There you go. Trevor says he will. He says, will do, Joel. So there you go, Joel. Hopefully Trevor gets him an M9. I'm thinking XP is going to release something groundbreaking. Otherwise, there wouldn't be such a big wait, as always. And I'm with you too. I mean, I've been talking to them, and they are really good to me. I'm just going to put it that way. And I think that there's something good coming. I really do. So we'll see what happens. David in Texas said, Joel, I'm going to send you all my money after the live stream is over. So there you go, Joel. Yes, XP could come on and take questions similar to their competitors, right? Well, we're going to ask them as much as we can, Rob, and see what we can get out of them, and hopefully they will definitely come and tell us some things as well. So let's see here. Digging Dude says the 13x11 XP Deus 2 was incredible on the plow fields in England, but yes, just a tad. Who knows? Heavy. I wish they put a battery in the shaft. Yeah, that it did. It will get nose heavy on you. But it's a lot lighter than a lot of other machines. Like I've swung the 15-inch on the manacle. Didn't I, Michael?
Yeah. Yeah, you did. You done very well with it, though.
Yeah, and I did, and I used it all day. That was the other thing. So yeah, you can swing those bigger coils. They can be pretty challenging though. He says Northwestern Wisconsin says, yeah, he loves his 11x13. It's amazing on old ball fields where you need a lot of coverage. Digging Dude says, Michael, what did you like about the 9-inch high frequency coil with the Deus? Just curious. Please explain. Tell him, Michael.
Well, you know, it ran that higher frequency, which does better hunting and iron to me. You know, we would run it up, what was it, Brian, in the 30s?
Yeah, we usually ran, I want to say we ran that around 28.
Yeah, 28 to 30 range. And that, I really like the battery being in that stem. I think getting that battery away from the coil helped with the EMI as well, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point, Michael. That's a real good point. Yeah, getting that battery away from that coil might be something that really does help with EMI rather than that battery being in the coil. Right. So that's a great point, Michael. Alabama Digger says, does XP plan on updating the Extreme and fine-tuning it? It seems no one has really had a breakthrough on learning it as well as is, right? And again, I've got the Extreme. It's right back there behind me. And I don't know. That's a good question, Alabama Digger. And I'll try to maybe see if I can get anything out of them about the Extreme and see what their plans are, future plans are for that machine. that's a great question to ask. So there you go. So Edward G says, metal detector in Texas, you're welcome. Send to me as well. I don't have any metal detectors to sell, though. There you go. Larry Stevens says at $279, I will never own an M9. I just think that price is high, but so is everything else. And again, I get it. I get it 100% for a Coil at $279. But Larry, if you are looking, Joel might be able to get you. He might be able to get it a little bit cheaper. So just if you are interested. Fly Rock, Joel says also Manicore low rods are available. If you're buying another Coil and you want to get an extra rod, you can definitely do that and put that on there so you don't have to unscrew everything. You just switch it out through the rod, which is also a great idea. Damian Thorne says, guaranteed as soon as we buy all the Coils for the Deus 2, they will come out with the Deus 3. I don't know. That their machines tend to have a lot of longevity to them, don't they, Michael?
Yeah, I think that it'll. I mean, they may surprise me, and they may come out with a Deus 3 next year, but I think they tend to work on their updates and release a Coil every so often, and I think that's the route they're going to continue to go with.
Right. History Digger says, sorry, if Dealer can dial in from Turkey, XP can do so from France. Yeah. Well, I agree, Rob, but I'm going to do the best I can to try to at least get them some sort of visual presence. That's the first goal, and then maybe I can get them to come out of their shell. That's the one thing that I'm trying to do. So we'll see what happens. It's baby steps. Let's just put it that way, right? Right, Michael? Baby steps.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Edward G says, hey, History Digger, I'm not sure everyone is like that. I've offered to have Delic on here. Delic won't come on here right yet. I've offered a couple of times. I'm going to say that. I'd love to have her on here. We're not going to crucify her. We're going to ask the normal, sensible questions. We know that. I'd love to have Delic on here, and hopefully she will, for sure.
Yeah. I think she will.
Yeah, and she may. She's been really good to us too as well. So again, I would love to have her on here. Let you guys ask some questions, see what she says. Maybe I can get Mark on here too, who's the USA marketing representative. Maybe we can get them on here and get them to answer some questions for you guys that are not the users, for sure. Digging Darrell says, Steve, detector shafts help with the nose weight when using the 11x13. The counterweight makes it much easier to swing. And I know a lot of people that have that Steve's rods thing, and it works really, really good.
He makes good products. I have a couple of Manicore shafts, lower shafts, the longer ones I got from him.
Right. Digging Darrell, thank you so much for the donation, which I haven't even gotten to that, Michael. I'm so far behind. Thank you for the donation, Digging Darrell. Appreciate that so much. As always, great support of the channel. Thank y'all again. Fly Rock has gifted 5 Southern Relic memberships to some lucky individuals. Thank you, Joel, for being a great supporter of the channel. You guys are amazing, and we appreciate each and every one of you tremendously. So thank you so much. Fly Rock says, Larry Stevens, give me a shout. I'm only allowed to advertise certain prices. So there you go. But if you're looking for something, he will definitely get you hooked up for sure. Joel will definitely take care of you. So let's see here, Michael. We got questions. It would be great if you could talk XP into working with you to form a private focus group to get USA consumer insights.
Yeah,
that would be good. I mean, I can only address XP in certain things in certain ways. They're different. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, but they're listening. They are listening, and I'm trying to bring what we want here in the United States to them and help them understand, what's going on here. And but again, they're a worldwide company. They're a very small company too, and they're privately owned. They're not like Minelab or Nokta. So there's some differences there that are make them a little bit different from some of the other companies that we're dealing with. And again, my whole thing is to maybe get them out of their shell a little bit more, let them see, hey, we're not the big bad wolf that maybe they might think we are in some cases, and maybe get them showing some things and telling us some things a little bit more. And this is the first step. So get ready for that, because again, this will be the first time that they've ever done anything like this. So be prepared for that as well. Um, let's see here. Lance says hard to buy a single coil for 270. Yeah, when you buy it, he's right. I agree. Yeah, I agree with him 100%. Thank you, History Digger. I appreciate that, buddy. Rob is a great friend and great supporter of the channel. Appreciate him. He shares a lot of our information on his channel as well. Check Rob out. If you guys don't know the History Digger, he's on Facebook and YouTube, but just a great, great, great guy. And, brings you, he shares a lot of great information. So check Rob out as well. So again, Rob is super awesome, and always glad to have that. Let's see here. Bart Cubbins is in here. Good evening, Bart. Always glad to have him. Yeah, this is a good thing too. USMC 615 says agree with Texas Reaper. With the future of detectors, it's going to be via updates, and the hardware remain the same. Certainly won't help the retailers or sellers any. Yeah, I mean, we've seen what Garrett has done with this Vortex, being able to update through the software. You're basically buying the machine, and then you can update it and move up. Michael, what do you think about that? Go ahead.
Well, I think one of the features we probably haven't thought about, with them going that route, when you go to buy a machine, look at the warranty on that machine. Because if they're going to continue to, you keep your same hardware and they're going to update them, these machines are going to have to, the hardware is going to have to last longer. And that's where that 5-year warranty on the XP machines really comes in.
Right. It does. It does. It does last longer. And XP, when they design a machine, they design a machine to go well out beyond just a few years, whereas these other companies, they're not really doing that. And that's the one thing too that I think when we do this interview with XP, I think you're going to hear them sort of say that in a roundabout way. So yeah, we could see that.
2 more years is big time, especially on these updated machines. When you want them to last as long as you can, as much as they cost.
Right. Alabama Digger says, I personally would love to know the next big thing in detector technology. Since multi-frequency, there's got to be something out there. A pulse VLF hybrid is all my mind can guess, but surprise me. I don't know. I would love to see that too, Alabama Digger. What if we did have a pulse and a VLF machine sort of combined that we could just switch over, go back and forth?
Yeah, that would be neat.
That's a great idea there as well. John Arlette says, my triple score should be arriving Wednesday. It will get its beat. You're going to love it on the beach. I used it on the beach. Unfortunately, my beach is so desolate that I didn't dig much, and it wasn't even, but I am going to use it some more, and I might even use it tomorrow on one of my relic sites if I get a chance to get out. So, but congratulations, John Arlette. I think you'll love the triple score. I think it's a great one. Jay Kaiser says you can only go so far without new hardware. Right. Well, if you forward think like XP says that they're doing, maybe you can go a little bit further. Looks like Garrett did a little bit of forward thinking in that they're able to upgrade all of these machines, or this one machine, with software to give you more features.
Well, you think about it, who's the master of that? It's Apple. Apple phones. Look how far these phones are still being updated. The older phones, and that I think we'll get to a point that maybe with these machines as well that hopefully they thought far enough ahead where they can still update them on down the road.
Right. Carson Chris says he's been using Gaia GPS and USGS with a 1900 map. There's a lot of great tools out there for research for you guys looking for sites. Gaia is just one of them. The USGS map, 1900 map, you can find those on that Gaia app, which is a great app. Digging Dude says it's better that XP is privately owned and not part of some corporation where they're forced to put out lower end, lower price detectors. We need high end professional detectors. And, there are a lot of people that, like I said, want to see something lower end from XP. I just don't know if that's really going to happen. I think they're more of a premium design machine, and that's where they think their niche or their market are in these premium machines. What do you think about that, Michael?
Yeah, I think so. We see that same in the car industry. There's certain cars companies that have the higher end cars, and that's all they sell. So, and I think that's the route, and that's part of being that smaller company, like you said. They had that option to do that.
Trevor's got a great question. Does the battery pack for the Legend Pro work with the triple score? I don't know that. I've got a battery pack, but I've never tried to hook it up to the triple score. That's a good question.
That's good. It is.
Yeah. Flyrock says that the battery pack will work. Same connector. So there you go. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to say that until I actually tried it. But there you go. Let's look at LC. Simultaneous multi-frequency was a great advancement in metal detecting. What I want next is a machine with simultaneous multi-reactivity. Ask XP if simultaneous multi-reactivity is a possibility. It's a good question.
Yeah,
for sure. Definitely. Trevor says, awesome. Thank you. The History Digger says it's the battle of lower pricing versus continued innovation. Nokta and Minelab are closing the gap. XP needs to speed up their innovation and speed to the market. And I agree with Rob. I just, they're going to do it their way. And I think that's just where we are, as far as XP goes. But again, I feel like whatever they're going to release is going to be something that's going to be pretty fantastic. Great Lakes Metal Detecting, glad to have him in here with us. My XP MI6 drowned today. Looks like the cap crack, right? And I've seen that happen, those cap cracks.
Yeah, I have too.
What's the go-to pinpointer for shallow water diving? I still like the MI6. The Garrett machine or pinpointer, the Garrett does okay, but the MI6 is probably the best one. Just make sure you don't, if you over tighten that thing too, it will cause it to eventually crack from what I've seen. So just be careful with it. Dirt Devil Detecting says, hi, I agree with XP sticking to the high end. They do. Digging Dude says, hey, Teach, when you sending me that new Rudis that you don't use, I want to test it for you. I'm waiting on the update for that new Rudis, and I'm going to take it out and run it and see what it does. Texas Reaper says, I want to play with the Rudis. It's not a bad machine. It's just you can't get them here in the United States, and it's sort of hard for me to show it. Michael will agree with me. We saw some issues with it, but maybe they'll address some of these issues in this next update. So we'll see what happens. Patrick Parker says, is there a time when all these settings and features take away from the fun? They can. You can get overwhelmed with it, And again, sometimes there are days you just want to cut the machine on and go metal detect. You don't want to fool with settings. You want to just go out there and do it. And there are plenty of machines out there that you can do that with. Even with my Deus too, though, there are some days that I don't fool with all the settings. Once I find a program that generally works in my sites, then I just go and I just hunt. Same way with the Manicore, same way with some of the others. Now, there are certain situations where I have to play with the settings. But for the most part, once you find something that works really well in your area, and that's why it's really good, Patrick, that you really learn your machine and sort of go through it. So, yeah.
If it's working good, roll with it.
Yeah, that's right. Jay Kaiser says the features and settings are the fun. And that's true, too. Trying to figure out, hey, what will work in my area and what I can use in my area. And that's what we're doing on this channel, is to try to show you how all these different machines can be set up in certain configurations in certain ways that sort of help you as well. Let's see here. No way. Patrick digging the hole is all the fun for me. The anticipation. That's it. Digging Daryl says, ask XP if they can make an MI6 pinpointer louder when not paired with the detector. That's a great point. I'm going to have to go back and write down all these questions, Michael. You going to do that for me? Daredevil Detective says, I have a video I'm getting ready to post. You can hear the frustration in my voice. I was getting pissed at the DayS2 that day.
Yeah, some days you want to wrap them around a tree.
Oh, yeah, you want to take and wrap it right around a tree for sure.
Yeah.
Larry says he still loves hunting with his Tesoro Mojave. Well, go for it. You know, like I said, if you like a machine and you want to go and hunt with it, go use it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'll be the first to admit it, you know, go use it for sure. Alabama Digger says, get the maps. Topo is actually a website, not an app. I'll just put a shortcut on my phone to make it like an app, to be clear. There you go. God, Michael, we've gone on for a while. Texas Reaper would be a great name for my new hot sauce. There you go.
Yeah,
He's on here. Fly Rock says maybe Dirt Devil can make us a new MI6 cap. He probably could. He's really good and talented when it comes to that. All right, so we talked about the big announcement. We talked about some XP news. We talked about the Nokta triple score. We talked about the M9. So I think we've covered everything that I really wanted to go over tonight. General questions, conversations we've sort of addressed too, which is where I was going. Digging Daryl says he drilled holes in the cap to help make it louder, but it's not water. Yeah, that's true. You drill holes in there, it won't be waterproof.
That's one thing. That AccuPoint, it's loud. It's got two settings, and the loudest one is pretty loud.
Right. Thank you, Rob. History Digger says, thanks, guys. Best metal detecting live stream out there. We appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Bobby Short says that his hunting buddy uses a Tesoro and he's an ace with it. Right. Those Tesoros, those older ones, man, those things work really well for a lot of people for a very long time. Yeah. So I get it. Fly Rock says he can get you a new cap if you need one for sure. Yeah, we haven't talked about the Garrett. Let's go through that real quick. So
there really is not much, you know. We know they're still working on that machine.
I mean, you know, what's the holdup with it? And that was the one thing I put on here. I think that Garrett is trying to address some of the issues and some of the features and some of the things that were missing initially. And that's why, you know, I've been sort of just saying, hey, wait till it comes out and let's see what it does. And I'm going to continue to say that. And let's see what the Vortex is when it comes out. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, it may be the machine that people are just dying for. It could be the machine that it was mainly made for Garrett users and giving Garrett users something great to use that they didn't have maybe with the Apex and the AT Pro and the AT Max. I mean, it could be a variety of things, but it's just hard to speculate. And I know it's missing features. I mean, we all know that at this point. And what will they do when this thing is finally released? And will we see some videos? You know, I'm hoping that maybe I can get my hands on one. I just like to use it, show it, and, you know, do the best I can with it, and we'll see what happens with that. But, you know, I just don't know. So I just don't know. Yeah. Edward G says, hey, do we need to? We don't. And that's why, you know, I sort of say that towards the end now is just, we've heard, you know, basically everything that we can possibly hear about it. And, you know, we'll see what happens when they release it. Then we'll see, and we'll look at it and then maybe evaluate it a little bit, see what the settings are, go through some of the features. What's the best thing that you can do to set it up to maybe relic hunt, which is what I'll try to show, what you can do if you set it up to run it on the beach. those will be the kinds of things that I show if I get a Vortex. And if there's some of you that end up with the Vortex, then you can tune into the channel and you can watch those videos. But that's what it's going to be really mainly about. And I want Garrett to succeed, and I think Michael feels the same way. And we'll see what happens. Alabama Digger says, "Hey, I'm rooting for Garrett. I do hope they pull it all together, and they may, guys. So just be patient with that, because again, we don't know at this point, and that's really all I can say at this point about the Vortex. It is missing some features. We all know that." And you can go down the spec sheet. All of us are smart enough to look at the spec sheet and look at it versus the triple score or the Xterra Elite. I mean, I'm sure that those are the machines that are going to be in that same price range. But we don't know until we actually have that final version of that machine. And then we'll find out, hey, is it up to speed with some of these other machines? It could be, it may not be.
The Legend is a perfect example. When that machine first came out, it wasn't where it needed to be. But over several updates, that machine is one of the top performers now.
Right. So, and the AT Pro was one of the leading metal detectors in the entire world for a long time. I mean, people forget about a lot of that kind of stuff. Detecting 307 says he pre-ordered the Vortex VX9. I really hope it doesn't disappoint. I have been a Garrett user for the past 7 years. And again, that machine may be the machine that Detecting 307 was waiting for. It may perform exactly the way he wants it to perform. And he wants to use a Garrett machine. And if that's the case, then that's great. That's what Garrett was shooting for. But as far as what they're going to do and how they release this machine and what's going to be on it, I think the jury's still out. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Texas Reaper says, we definitely want the U.S. company to make it big, right? Yes. Daredevil Detective says there's another channel making videos on what we know about the Vortex and how it compares based off of what they've released. Right. And again, guys, I'm not gonna sit on here and tell you anything about the Vortex until I actually see the Vortex. And then we'll go from there. But if I get a Vortex in my hand, I'm going to use it, show it, give you the best ways to maybe set it up, how you can use it, what works, what doesn't work with it, and so on. And then just go from there. That's just where I'm at with that. Gary Pope says, hey, they make the block that centers the coils help. I put mine in straight shaft. He's talking about something else. I must have missed that one. Yes, thank you, Chris. Awesome live stream. Greeny Meanie says, I'm more confused on what. I don't know either, Greeny Meanie. I can't answer that question either. Why they're still selling some of these things. And maybe the Vortex. But here's the other thing, and here's one thing I want you guys to keep in mind. When I was initially told that Garrett was releasing a new machine, one thing that I was told was there was going to be a series of machines, and they were all going to have like different Storm names. It was going to be the Storm series, but they were all going to have different Storm names. Now, is there another machine following up behind the Vortex? Is it going to be the Tornado, the Hurricane? I don't know. And so that's why I'm a little bit, sort of reserved, because I just don't know what Garrett's got planned. And, who knows? We'll see what happens. Let's see here. Patrick Parker says, I would like a kickstand to stand up. I know. I feel that way too, Patrick, for sure. All right. We got one more thing we need to do. We need to do a giveaway. Yeah. So Daredevil Detecting is on here tonight. And Daredevil Detecting was so nice of him to send us a remote head. Okay, to put on your Deus 2. And we're going to give this away tonight, and we're going to ship this out to one lucky winner. Now, this is a straight one, and what this does, just to show you guys, since he has sent us one, and we appreciate him doing that, and I don't know if you guys can see that. So that fits down into your shaft, and then you can lock your remote down by simply screwing this screw, and it tightens it down so it will not come off. So we're going to give away one of these straight Dirt Devil detecting remote locking heads for the Deus 2. We're going to give those away, give one of these away tonight. And you guys are going to be lucky enough to win one of those. And I appreciate Dirt Devil detecting. I've got that on my Deus 2, and I can tell you that it works extremely well. Doesn't it work good, Michael?
It does, yeah. I used my machine today, and I was looking at it, and I love it.
Oh, you know what else we didn't do, Michael? We didn't do our I got to do our fines real quick. Let's do our fines. All right, guys. So we did have, and DCM is on here, and then we'll do our giveaway. Let's show our fines real quick. And I just had one that was submitted. I thought about putting mine up. But anyway, let's share our fines of the week. And these were sent. And again, our finds of the week are sponsored by Dirt Devil Detecting. We'll say him too. And Joel from Metal Detecting, Buy, Sell, and Trade. So let's look at some fabulous finds. These were submitted by DCM Detects to us. And I want to share those real quick before we get off of here. DCM is a great supporter of the channel. And we're going to show his finds. So he had 2 excellent finds. Look at that first one, Michael.
Yeah, he's on a roll, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's been burning it up. Now, I think he said he was hunting in some really rough dirt, which apparently you can see that. The first is a South Carolina button that he dug, which, of course, you know I love South Carolina buttons. It's my favorite button to find.
That's our early one, too.
Yeah, and then we got a 1902 Indian head penny, and he found those today and shared those with us. So I wanted to make sure that we got these finds up that he shared with me via email. And if any of you are interested in sharing your finds with us, you can always submit them to sransc@gmail.com. And we'll be glad to get your finds up on the show as well. And these were submitted by Mr. DCM Detects. We appreciate him and everything that he does for our channel. He always supports us very well. And we appreciate DCM Detects for sharing those finds. And hopefully he's still on here. He might have got off. He probably said, "Oh, he's forgot about my finds." We just got to talking. I mean, so
he's still on here. He's still on here.
Oh, there we go. There he is. All right. Yeah, DCM's a great guy. Supports our channel too. You can also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X. We're on all of the social media platforms if any of you are interested. And you can check us out there as well. So congratulations to DCM. And that he was the only one that submitted finds to us this week. So we appreciate him remembering that as well. DCM says, "No, I was soaking up all the good conversation." Good. I'm glad, buddy. We try. Fly Rock Joel says, "Nice save, mister," for sure. And we appreciate him sharing those finds. All right, let's get to our giveaway tonight. And we're going to be giving away a Dirt Devil Detecting remote lock. So we're going to put that up on
hashtag DDT.
Yeah, I can do that. Well, let's do this. Hashtag Dirt Devil
or DDD.
DDD, right, Michael? Triple D. How about that?
Yeah.
Hashtag 3D. 3D lock. How about that? That's a good one, right? Let's share our screen and we'll put that up for everybody. And you guys can get in on the action. So here we go. And we're going to hashtag 3D lock. And let's get some entries going. Yes, good luck, everyone. Which I'm not seeing these things popping up.
I'm not either.
No. Hashtag 3D lock. It's a locking mechanism for
There we
the
go.
XP Deus 2. It's still not showing up. Let me go back in and put this back in. They're putting them in. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag 3D lock. Start collecting. There we go. 21, Michael. There we go. Somebody's going to be the lucky winner. If you got a Deus 2, this will lock it down. If you don't have Deus 2, you can give it to a friend. But super, super nice. It works really, really, really well for you guys that have one. And let me see if I can. Here's my Deus 2 with the locking mechanism on it. You guys can see it right there. And again, it holds it in place for sure. Well, you can enter USMC 615, and if you win, you can share it with a friend that does have a Deus 2. For sure. Yes. Hashtag 3D lock. Thank you again to Dirt Devil Detecting for helping us out with the giveaway tonight. And again, I appreciate everyone being here with us tonight. It's been a great time. Love you guys. You guys are just so awesome. And y'all share some great information along with us as well. Michael, they digging dudes. He's not letting it die. He said he finally got your knife. He's going to get that knife. He's got to find me a truck first, digging dude.
Yeah.
If he finds the truck, then he gets the knife. How about that? Is that a fair swap off? Thank you, Ben. Glad to have you. And again, thank you for the great email from the other day. I appreciate that, Ben. You're an awesome supporter. So appreciate you guys. Thank you, Bells, so much. Love the show. Thank you so much to Technic 307. Share it with your friends. Hit that like button before you leave, guys. Let's make sure we got 70 people in here. Let's see if we can get 70 likes at least. Yeah. Yes. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Dirt Devil Detecting. Digging Dude says Tundra. Tundra all the way, Michael. Oh, the Edward G says he don't even know anybody that owns a Deus 2. But you never know. You'll run into somebody that owns one for sure. So Alabama Diggers, they're still talking about the maps, and I know they've been going back and forth talking about maps and research. Thank you, Alabama Digger, for sharing that information with our audience. Greeny Meanie says Tacoma. That's what I have right now, a Toyota Tacoma. I looked at one, definitely for sure. Kerry Pope, thank you again. Thanks again, Joel. He appreciates that as well. Bill says get the Ram Rebel. Michael, Ram Rebel. What's the Ram truck, Michael? The CTX, isn't that what it's called? What's the Ram off-road truck that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure what it is called.
Yeah, Rito Marcellus put in 32 entries. So we'll give a few more minutes. Golden Treasure says, I'm looking by a 4x4 quad to hit some more remote sites myself. Yeah, that's sort of what I've been looking at, getting an off-road vehicle like that as well. Carson Chris says, thanks, Alabama Digger. Alabama Digger says, you're welcome. We appreciate you being on here tonight. Thank you, Rito. We appreciate you being on here. Hopefully you guys got some information tonight too that'll help you along your metal detecting journey. And we appreciate you guys being with us. Flyrock says, get the GMC with the 3.0 Mini Max, 30 miles to the gallon. Wow. GMC, Michael. Michael likes those GMCs and Chevrolets. That's his favorite truck. I like GMCs. My brother just bought a new Chevrolet too, so they're good trucks as well. Thank you, Edward G. We appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, Ben, submitting. Melted Texas says, I just got back from Santa Barbara. Them little, they're driving electric Ford. I've seen those electric Ford trucks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bart. Appreciate you being here tonight. If you missed some of the show, y'all can always go back and watch the replay as well. All right, so I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes, Michael. Ben Bob says GMC or Chevy, then the bus. There you go. GMC or Chevy. Bart says, happy digging. Ben Beat, happy safe dig, my friends. Thank you, Bart, for being here tonight. All right, we got 33. Anybody else? Oh, Bart just got in last minute. We're going to do this drawing, and whoever wins, again, remember, send me your address, and you can email me your address at sransc@gmail.com, and we will get it shipped out to you. For those of you that were winners last week, you should have your things coming in. Of course, the 4th happened. I was out of town for a lot of the week. So, but that stuff is coming, so it'll be there very, very soon. Carson Chris says, throw up the website for the 3D lock. Yeah, well, Dirt Devil Detecting, you can email Dirt Devil Detecting, and he will get you one of those 3D locks for the remote. If you are interested, it's Dirt Devil Detecting at gmail.com, just like what is spelled on his name right there. He says you can email him directly, and you can check it out on detail on his YouTube channel. So for those of you that are interested, and again, we appreciate Dirt Devil Detecting, and he has done a fantastic job on these lots. JJ came on here, says, I own 3 top detectors, the Legend, Manicore, and now the Deus 2. Well, you got 3 good ones for sure. Those are the 3 best for sure, or 3 of the best. Okay, I think we got 35. Anybody else? Last call for the locking mechanism for the Deus 2 remote. Last call, and we're going to do our drawing. Thank you, Mug Rooters Roadhouse. I like his I like his logo. He likes to barbecue. I had barbecue tonight, Michael, and it was so good. It was good. For sure. Bells says Carson Chris is a great. It is. Man, Bells is exactly right. It is. It's a great addition. Okay, Michael, let's do this drawing. Let's see who's going to be our lucky winner tonight. You think it'll be Aggie? Did Aggie enter?
I don't know.
Well, she got a lot of competition tonight. So let's see what happens. All right. Yes. There you go. Let's draw. Here it goes, Michael. Who's it going to be? Who is it gonna be? Dennis Myrick. Somebody new.
Yeah.
Dennis, congratulations on the Deus 2 locking remote head for your Deus 2. So again, Dennis, I need you to just shoot me your address, sransc@gmail.com, and we will get your locking remote head for the Deus 2 out to you as soon as possible. So again, this is great. Thank you, Dennis, so much for being a part, and congratulations. Yes. So there you go. Hopefully Dennis is on here and he saw his name being drawn. Is he on here?
I was looking.
I'm looking. Dennis, let us know if you're on here. Congratulations. Thank you, Heavy Metal Detectors Kentucky. We appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Yes, appreciate you, Ohio Fred. We appreciate that. I'll enter the drawing on the replay. Better odds of winning. We had a lot of people in here tonight. We had 70 some that were in here tonight. So we're getting closer to 100. Yes, and again, guys, thank Dirt Devil Detecting for sending those to me to do as a giveaway. I appreciate him, and he is a great supporter of our channel as well. And go check out his channel too on YouTube at Dirt Devil Detecting. He's got some good content, And of course, you can see the video on the locking remote. Thank you, Carson Chris. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, Digging Dude. You have a great night. Yeah, we need live hunts and live digs. You know, I've done some live digs. I've mainly done those on TikTok. I haven't really done them on YouTube. It's just hard to find a signal good enough to show some of that stuff. And that's sort of why I've been a little bit apprehensive of doing some of those. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you, Bells. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Mel in Texas says, wish him good luck. Oh, we hope that hurricane stays away from you. We will be keeping you in our prayers and hope everything goes well as well. It's the same thing, Southern Relic Adventures on TikTok. That's it. So, yeah, it's definitely on there if you are a TikTok person, for sure. Chris says, good luck, Matt. Thank you so much. And we're going to be praying for him. So, Dennis, just shoot me your email or not your email, but your address, and we'll get that shipped out to you this week. Yes, thank you, Trevor. Go look me up. And I'm also on Facebook, Instagram. We're on X as well. So, yeah, you can hit me up on all of those as well. Alabama Digger says live digs cause me to hit bullets and buttons when my shovel is tough right there. Well, I do some live digs on my videos because you guys see me. I'll actually show the entire dig. And a lot of people don't do that, but that's something that I feel is important because you learn something from those live digs. Don't you think so, Michael?
Yeah, I think so. I enjoy watching them.
Yeah, we sure do. Damian Thorne says beach hunt will be awesome the next day in the bright side, right after the hurricane, definitely, for sure. So Trevor, I appreciate that though. Yeah, go over there and look us up, hit us up, give us a like, a follow. We appreciate it. And you'll see a lot of things. Some of the stuff is the same, but some of it can be a little bit different as well. So we appreciate that. Patrick Parker says, to whom it may concern, thanks for the gift. There you go. Yeah, that was coming from Joel. So if you got a gift, that came from Joel, and we appreciate you, Patrick, as well. Treasures Outdoors. Yeah, and he's down in Florida. Apparently, he's in an area where he's got a really good, strong 5G signal. If you don't have a 5G signal, then those live digs can be all over the place, unfortunately. Is there a way to factory reset the ML105s or the M105 headphones? I
don't know.
I don't know on that one. I don't think so. I don't think there's a factory reset for those headphones, if I'm not mistaken. So I use the ML85s. I just like them better, for sure. Texas Reaper says, I'm just waiting to see the path right before landfall, and then I'm heading out. Well, we hope you are safe and you stay safe during that hurricane, Texas Reaper. And our thoughts and prayers will be with you and your family, and hopefully you get to avoid some of that. Maybe it won't be as bad as they're saying in some cases. So, yeah, I figured the signal was a lot of tissue with live ones. Yes, it is an issue for sure. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that for following us on X. Yes. Trevor says, press and hold the power after turning them on. Right. Yeah, that basically puts it into Bluetooth pairing mode or into the Wi-Fi pairing mode. So, yeah, you can do that for sure. Okay. Well, Michael, I think it's time for us to dip out of here. We still got 55 people in here. Again, guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. And we're going to be back live on Friday night. So check us out. We will have the guy that is the administrator for the XP Deus 2 group from Facebook. His name is Mr. Chris Counter. He's from England. Very interesting guy. He's going to have a lot of things that he's going to share with us. And you guys can ask him some questions. He does have a lot of insight into XP. So if you're interested, come on. I know it'll be a great conversation regardless, especially when you talk to somebody from overseas on one of these live streams. So we're looking forward to that. And then the following Friday for our live stream, we are going to have the interview with the XP marketing team, and maybe possibly, I don't know if he's going to do it or not, but might even have the XP owner on here. And this is something that they haven't done. So, but we're gonna try to get in with those guys. They've already agreed to it. So we're gonna do an interview, and we're gonna ask them some of your questions. I may even put up a link on YouTube on the community post where you guys can sort of post your questions, some things you would like for me to ask. And then I'll run those questions by them, and I'll let them decide, hey, this is what I do want to answer, and this is what I don't. But again, we're going to try to, let you guys sort of get an insight into XP as well. So we've got a lot of great things coming up in the next couple of weeks, Michael. And Michael's got to help me find a truck. So that's the main thing.
Yeah,
and right, Michael?
I'll be looking.
Yeah. So yes, we really appreciate that. Yes. If you hold it until it turns. Yeah, he's talking about the headphones. Thank you, Alabama Digger. Again, Trevor, stay safe. Fill your holes. Happy hunting, everyone. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Thanks again, Michael and Brian, as well as everyone else. Again, thanks for another great night. Appreciate you, Patrick. Thank you so much. And the Heavy Metal Detectors Kentucky says, great idea. So again, guys, we're out of here. Y'all have a great, fantastic rest of your weekend. Enjoy your week. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. That helps with our algorithm. And check us out. We've got more video content coming this week. We're going to have a couple of hunts that we're going to be doing. Maybe I'll get a chance to test a couple of these machines. I got the Xterra Elite that I might put up a video with that coming in the coming days. So look out for that. Triple Score got it too, and then maybe some more hunt videos as well. So a lot of stuff coming all this week. So stay tuned to the channel. Again, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. And thank you to all that donated or gave anything to the channel tonight. Again, all of that goes back to our channel. Michael, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Michael says, have a good night. We will catch you guys next Friday night, 7:30. Be here, and we will be glad to have a great time. And we got Mr. Chris Counter from the XP Deus 2 Facebook group coming to us live from England next Friday night. So stay tuned for that. Should be a great show. And then the following Friday, we should have our XP interview. So stay tuned for that as well. So we will catch you guys really soon. Thank you all for being here. And again, have a great rest of your work week, or great rest of your weekend and work week, which is coming. And we will catch you on our next adventure. Have a fantastic rest of the week. We'll see you guys. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.